I still can't believe the way everything unfolded. Because even now when I think about it, it feels unreal that the same parents who couldn't bother to show up to my wedding suddenly decided I mattered the moment they saw a shiny Porsche on my Instagram story. No sorry, no explanation, nothing for months. Until the exact moment that car showed up online and my mom's number lit up my phone with the words, "We need to talk." And the crazy thing is, I still don't know whether I was wrong for how I handled everything afterwards. So I'm asking you, would you have done what I did? Tell me honestly, because the whole situation still messes with my head. Growing up, I never felt like a priority to my parents. I wasn't abused or anything dramatic like that. But everything about my life felt optional to them, like I was this side project they forgot to check in on unless it benefited them somehow. I'm the youngest of 3, and my older siblings always got the attention. Dance recitals, sports tournaments, academic awards, everything. My achievements were always nice, but not special enough to acknowledge. If my brother had a football game, my parents were there in the front row cheering. If my sister had a debate competition, my mom would bake cookies for the whole team. But when I had anything going on, from school events to small milestones, there was always something more important happening. A work shift my dad didn't want to swap, a distant cousin visiting for a day, a family emergency that turned out to be nothing but my mom feeling tired. You know that feeling when you try to swallow disappointment so many times it becomes normal? That was basically my childhood. Still, I tried to maintain a relationship. I graduated college, got a decent job in tech, worked my way up, and finally felt like I had control of my life. I wasn't rich, but I was stable. I was doing pretty well, and I met someone, the love of my life. Someone who actually saw me, someone who cared in ways I didn't know were possible. Her name is Mia. From the moment she entered my life, everything felt different. She made me feel valued. She made me feel like choosing someone could be the easiest thing in the world. Naturally, we started planning a future together, and eventually we got engaged. I remember when I called my parents to tell them the news. They didn't even sound happy. My mom's reaction was literally, "Oh, okay, when's the wedding?" No congratulations. No excitement. My dad said, "We'll see if we can make it." Like attending my wedding was some distant maybe if they found the time. Meanwhile, Mia's parents were the complete opposite. Thrilled, supportive, already planning things with us. It was bittersweet, seeing what real parental love looked like for the first time. Fast forward to the wedding planning. Mia kept asking me if I wanted to confront my parents about how detached they seemed, but I kept brushing it off. I guess a part of me hoped that maybe they were just acting weird temporarily. Maybe they'd show up on the actual day and surprise me. Maybe, just maybe, this one thing would matter enough for them to show they cared. But as the day got closer, the excuses started rolling in again. My mom said she might have to help my aunt with her grandkids. My dad said his boss was being unreasonable about time off. I wanted to scream. This was my wedding, not a birthday party, not a school event. This was the biggest day of my life. The night before the ceremony, I texted my mom one last time. I didn't beg, but I tried to be honest. I said, "It would mean a lot to me if you and Dad came tomorrow. I want you there." Her reply came 10 minutes later. "We'll try." That was it. "We'll try." I remember staring at my phone, feeling this heavy ache in my chest. Mia hugged me and said, "Babe, your real family is the one that shows up." I knew she was right, but hearing it still hurt. The day of the wedding came. Everyone we loved was there. Friends, co-workers, Mia's huge and lively family, except the 2 people I spent my whole childhood wanting approval from. I kept looking at the entrance during the ceremony like some wounded dog, waiting for an owner that never shows. With every minute that passed, the truth became clearer. They chose not to come. They didn't even call. Not a text, nothing. I married the love of my life with both joy and heartbreak swirling in my chest. It was the happiest day I'd ever had, but also the most painful in a very specific way. After the honeymoon, weeks went by. No apologies, no explanation, no acknowledgement of the wedding they skipped. It was like they erased the whole event from existence. Eventually, I decided I was done trying to force a relationship. I focused on work, hard. I poured myself into my career, and when a major promotion came with a huge raise, I took it. I finally had the financial freedom I used to dream about. I saved for years, and with the new raise, I finally decided to buy something for myself. A car. Not just any car, a Porsche 911 Carrera S. The total came to around $135,000. I knew it was a luxury. I knew it was excessive. But it felt like a reward for everything I had pushed through. The day I bought that car, I posted one simple Instagram story, just a picture of the keys in my hand against the Porsche emblem with the caption, "Hard work pays off, nothing flashy, nothing braggy." Just a moment I wanted to share. My phone blew up instantly. Coworkers messaged congratulations. Old friends texted jokes about picking them up. Mia posted a photo of me grinning next to the car with the caption, "Nobody deserves this more." But then, a phone call from a number I hadn't seen in months. My mom. I stared at the screen. My stomach twisted. Mia saw my face and whispered, "You don't have to answer." But I picked up. Part of me still hoped, stupidly, that maybe she was calling to finally talk about the wedding, to say sorry, to give me some kind of closure. But the first thing she said was, "We need to talk." No greeting. No hello, nothing. I stayed silent. She continued, "Your cousin told me you bought a Porsche." "A Porsche, really? Why didn't you tell us you were doing so well?" Then she laughed, actually laughed, and said, "You know, your father and I were thinking of visiting. Maybe you can take us out, show us the car, take us for a drive." That was it. That was their reason. Not my wedding, not my marriage, not months of silence. A car. Suddenly they cared. Suddenly they wanted to visit. I felt something inside me snap in the quietest, coldest way. And this is the part where I don't know if I was wrong. So that was the situation I was in. Before I tell you what I said next, I want you to pause for a second and comment what you would have done in my shoes. Your parents ignore your wedding, the most important day of your life. But the moment they see you have something expensive, something they can brag about, they come running. Honestly, what would you have done? When she finally stopped talking, waiting for me to respond, I said, "Why didn't you come to my wedding?" Silence. Then she said something I will never forget. "Oh, that." Something came up. "But you should understand. You didn't tell us it was going to be such a big event." Such a big event. My wedding, my marriage, the day I dedicated my life to someone. They dismissed it as if it were some casual get-together. I said it plainly. I wanted you there. I asked you to come. You didn't. My mom sighed loudly like I was bothering her. Well, that's the past. Don't be dramatic. Families fight, but we move on. Anyway, when can we come see the car? I swear something in me just froze. All the years of being an afterthought. All the times I convinced myself they cared deep down. All the excuses I made for them. It all suddenly looked ridiculous. I said, "You can't." She sounded offended. "What do you mean we can't? You weren't there for the biggest moment of my life. You didn't even bother to call afterwards. You don't get access now just because you suddenly think, I'm worth something because of a car." Her voice immediately turned cold. "So that's how you want to be? Ungrateful?" I said, "Ungrateful for what? You didn't give me that car. I worked for it. I fought for everything alone. You don't get to claim my success." She huffed again. "Your father will not like hearing this. You better rethink your attitude." "Maybe he should rethink his absence," I replied. And I hung up. I blocked both of them afterward. I didn't want the negativity in my life anymore. Mia supported the decision completely, saying she'd never seen me so calm yet so hurt at the same time. The aftermath was a bit dramatic. Extended family started calling, some taking their side, saying I should respect my elders, others saying my parents were wrong. One aunt tried guilt-tripping me, saying, "They're still your parents no matter what." But I kept repeating the same line. Then they should have acted like it. My siblings tried reaching out too, but their version of support was basically, "Yeah, mom and dad messed up, but you know how they are." As if that excused everything. As if I was overreacting to a lifetime of being overlooked. I told them I loved them, but I wasn't reopening that door. Not right now. Maybe not ever. Life without my parents has actually been peaceful, quiet, free from that lingering ache of disappointment. Mia and I moved into a new place, focused on our future, and the Porsche became this weird symbol of both growth and closure. Every time I drive it, I'm reminded not of the car itself, but of the moment I finally stood up for myself. But sometimes, late at night, I still wonder if I went too far. If cutting off my parents completely was harsh. If I should have tried harder. If there was something I missed. That's why I'm asking you, was I wrong for setting that boundary after they skipped my wedding and only reached out when they saw I had something expensive? Would you have forgiven them? Or would you have done exactly what I did? Anyway, that's my story. If you were on my side, like this video, it helps more than you know. Subscribe for more stories like this. I've got plenty of chaos to share, and definitely leave your thoughts in the comments. I'm genuinely curious how people see this, because it still sits heavy in my chest. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you all in the next story.